Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome to QuinnTech. Well, this is part 4 of my Amiga 2000 series, and in this video I'm going to be repairing the case and putting it all back together. And there are a couple of videos that apparently I lost some footage that I thought I recorded. One of them was me taking apart the entire hard drive chassis that holds the hard drive, the CD-ROM, the floppy disk, and the power supply. And I also opened up the power supply and just used a toothbrush and a vacuum cleaner to clear out the dust out of there. And then another video that somehow went missing was when I epoxied those posts back on the front part of the case. And I don't know what happened to that footage either. But something I mentioned in this video is I was worried about the part that had two parts of the post that were broken. I actually used a toothpick and stuck it down in the hole to give it some extra support when I epoxied it. And I was a little worried that maybe I should have cut it off about halfway and left the top part free, but I didn't. I just put the whole toothpick down and it stuck up above, and I put the epoxy on and let it dry overnight. And I was a little worried about it, but it turned out okay. And well, anyway, I don't know what happened to that footage, but I just wanted to let you know what happened, so when I refer to that, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I'm glad you came back to join me for another video about my Amiga 2000, and thanks for coming along on the journey once again, and thank you for watching my channel, and take care and enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to try to do a little cleanup on this drive. Just going to clean the drive heads. I haven't turned it on, so I don't know if it needs me to grease that jack screw or any of that stuff, but I figured this out off camera just before, but it's pretty simple to get the top cover off. It's just this little tab here. You just use a small screwdriver, and then it releases. Well, if this camera wasn't in the way, it would probably be a lot easier. I just had it off a second ago. Something's gripping on. Ah, there we go. And okay, that went back into place. Good. So the jack screw seems okay. So basically I'm just going to clean these heads with some alcohol. So just get a little Q-tip. With some alcohol, and clean that bottom head and the top head. And I'll use the other end to dry it back off. And it doesn't even look dirty. I mean, it looks clean. So I'm not too worried about it. A minute ago when I put this top back on, this little door was like stuck back. So I don't know what happened. Maybe I just didn't put it on straight, so I'll be more careful this time. It's a rather simple process for the most part. but yeah, that is back a little bit. So yeah, and it's doing the same thing. What is going on there? It's annoying. A little fiddly. Alright, there. Why is it staying stuck? I wonder if I put a disc in there, if it'll pop back out. Right. Let's try a disc. Pop a disc in. And it doesn't want to go in there. So what did I do? It's like this hinge came loose. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Let me take a look at this. Should come off of here somehow. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that just... Okay, it just popped out of there a little bit. There we go. Much better. This goes in fine. Ejects fine. Awesome. Okay. And this is just a little bit dirty, dusty on the outside. So I'm just going to take a paper towel and a little spray, some glass cleaner, and that dust off. Got these couple little rust spots here, but I'm not too concerned about that. And it's going to be hidden inside the case, so there's that. Alright, so now for this top case, as you can see, there's this bent part here, and this is bowed up. So I'm just going to take some vice grips. For these bent corners. Should be pretty simple. I put them too loose. Still too loose. Already looking better. All right. that looks pretty straight. This one, still not quite. That's better. And for this part, I think I'm just gonna use my hand and try to flex that back into shape. Sorry for the noise. And that, not quite flush. Well, that's close enough for me. Maybe not. Oh, this is bent in too. I just noticed that. Yeah, I think that'll do. Alright, and then the front piece, repair that I did. Seems pretty solid. And I was a little worried about, because I used that toothpick here, but I put a screw in there and I broke the top off, and it seemed to screw in there, at least partially. I think it'll just tear up the toothpick as it twists in. So I might just go ahead and put the screw further down in there. This thing is twisting. I don't like that. think it'll still hold though. So I think I'll put that screw in first. Hold that back so it doesn't twist. Well, that side doesn't want to stay flush, but hey. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Alright, so there's our case all cleaned up. Put it back together. Like I say, this side, not quite flush right there, but I guess I could unscrew that and bend it out a little bit. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. I might do that a little bit later. But this side is nice and solid. I still have to put this piece in. But at least I got that, even though that post is kind of screwed up, at least I got it to work. Alright, and I'm going to put the motherboard back in the shielding. And it's kind of annoying that you have to bend these, but there's not really another way to do it, so. Alright, so then you just put all these connector screws back in. And I thought this was the right size, but apparently it's a little too small. I mean, too large. I know I had a tool that would fit that, but yeah, I'll just use pliers. It'll get the job done. Well, even though this isn't quite the right size, at least I can start these with that. That one was actually a little longer. No? No, these are all the same length. Just tighten it up with some pliers. Some of these are shorter than others. I'm going to use the long ones. I guess these ones with the metal, I guess I'll use the longer ones in those. You know what? Maybe I need to use the shorter ones in those because that's where I have to put a screw down. Yeah. Glad I noticed that before I tighten that all the way. Alright, there's that. And it's still there. Until I lost it. No, it's been over. Okay. So I'm gonna just use some super glue on this, I guess. I need to get this RAM out of the way. And these are proprietary 64-pin GBP SIMs. So you can only use GBP brand in here. I did hear someone has figured out how to modify other types of RAM to work in these boards. I don't know exactly what the modification is, but that's neat that they figured that out. So let's do a little dab of super glue here. I guess I'll put these back in. And these are those plastic SIM sockets that a lot of people are worried they're going to break the plastic, but I haven't really removed the chips much. I think I bought this, it was already populated, and I never really took them off. That was really one of the first times I've ever had to. So, you know, super glue, that just takes a minute or two to set. So that's basically fixed. Yeah, I did learn a little bit more about these boards. It's called the EGS Spectrum, GBP EGS Spectrum RTG card. And version 3.0. Well, it's upside down on your screen, but